Hi, I'm Kit, and welcome back to a War Thunder voiceover for the first time in quite a hot minute. So, the question at hand is, how is 8-7 dead? Isn't it still a healthy BR? And, well, the answer is, yeah, it's still relatively healthy, but with the MiG 21F now sitting at 9.3, it faces 8.7s and 8.3s in down tiers. It's pretty safe to say that there are very few subsonics that can do much about a MiG 21 booming against them, and most folk that have just come into that BR range won't know how to deal with missiles. So, what do we do? Well, first, we start balancing vehicles by their performance rather than by player stats. I know everyone knew this was coming. I mean, yeah, some vehicles like the Act 23 at 8.7 were extremely high performing due to, at 8.0 rather, were extremely high performing due to a small portion of players who were extremely good with the aircraft, which has now led to a misinterpretation in its stats, and now it's at 8.7, suffering where it's almost useless. Same with the Act 30, and I mean the MiG 15 base is already an 8.7, but kind of, um, it's fine there. I'll just leave it at that. As much as I'd like it to go down to 8.0 so I can use it with my 8.0 lineup, it would kill that BR range below it. Right. So vehicles in 8 to 8.7. So the MiG 15 bis, I did a little maths and it came out to about 7 out of 10 matches face supersonics. They're going to continue suffering at this BR due to the inequity in physical performance around top speed, maneuverability, and kill potential. And speaking of the MiG 21F, yeah, it's got R3Ss, and they aren't the greatest missile. You do have to keep it real, but there's no way that means it should face 8.3s and 8.7s who rarely saw a missile other than from the occasional MiG 19 MiG 19 MiG 91. What am I talking about? It's a G91. The Sea Vixen, Javelin, and Premium MiG 17. Please add a missile carrying MiG 17 to the tech tree, please, because we need it. It would fit at 9.3. It would be perfect. So how can the matchmaker be brought back from the absolute crushing of 8.0 to 8.7? Well, the first thing we do is we put a BR lock where supersonics, i.e. 9.7s, depending on the weapons platform, engine performance, etc., don't see anything below that, so they only go up. 9.3 will be reserved for top tier subsonics, which can be equipped with missiles like the G91s that get air to air missiles, the F-86Ks, the Etendard, Super Mystère, a tech tree MiG 17 that gets missiles, and the MiG 17AS, J29s, and the Buccaneer S2. And a wee bit of the Javelin, maybe. I'm not really sure where it should sit. I think it should stay where it is since it's relatively fine and I don't see them very often. But obviously, I haven't mentioned the CL13s there because they're literally just sabers and are put at 9.7 and 9.3 by a group of idiots. The MiG 21F13 and the MiG 21 PFM go to 9.7 because they're supersonics and they get missiles, and they go there with the MiG 19 PT because none of those should face subsonics at all. I mean, at 9.7, most of the time you're getting an up tier anyway, so there's not much subsonics that you really face other than the AV8 and the Harrier, which is completely fine because they get some absolute maniacal missiles, and I I hate them. I hate them. Just from how their weapon system works, I hate it. Um, Anyway, the Q5 early goes to 9.7 since it's just slightly slower than the F100A, though this change would have to go through other CCs since I haven't reached that beyond a Chinese tech tree, and I don't know how it really performs in battle. And for this following paragraph, I was using Halion 1990s jet fighter generations rather than Air Force Magazine, Aerospace Web, or Air Power Development Center 2012's classifications. So to go along with this BR brackets of 9.7 plus, they'll all be moved up by 1.0 BR as to eliminate the chances of a subsonic or Gen 2s facing early subsonics or Gen 3s and Gen 4s facing Gen 5s. And obviously Gen 3 can face Gen 2 because it's relatively slow. I mean, it's like MiG-15s and stuff, I guess. But for that, we also have to take into account the matchmaker. And how do we make queue times acceptable? You know what you do? You shorten the amount of people that are allowed in the match. Maybe 4 to 6 folk on each side. Okay? Does that make sense? Good. And you have to really think Gaijin. Remember, each successive generation of fighter jet came from Gen 2 to Gen 4. They all come with both major and minor changes in design and performance. But in reality, the task of kind of rebalancing everything from, well, early jets up should go to someone more familiar with jet fighters than I, since my knowledge directly lies with Soviet T-34s and T-54s and T-55s, because that's what I've had the pleasure of fixing for one of the local states where I live. I'd suggest that you, the viewer, comment on your favourite War Thunder jet enthusiasts such as Koala or Spitfire and say, hey, talk to Kit and go, what can we do about this? And then write, and like we'll all come together and write something for Gaijin to kind of look at. As I mean, it won't happen obviously because no one wants to put any effort into trying to change the game, because we've done this hundreds of thousands of times and nothing ever comes of it. So Gaijin, please fucking listen to us for once. Anyway, I've got some other stuff to rant and rave about too, other than BR compression and how much I hate jets. No, I love jets. But what it is, well, now backups and wagers and all that are being given a sell-by date. Gaijin, bad idea. First, there's also the wee German ATGM launcher that's effectively the IT-1 before the gunner sight was put where the gunner sight is and taken from where the ATGM is. And secondly, the wager sell-by dates. Fuck 'em. Change it. I don't care. You have to balance it. Because you can't just have things sitting behind a hill chucking ATGMs and being vulnerable. That really is something that puts it away from how the IT-1 is, with how the IT-1 can't really kill anything that it can't see. So you come over a rise and you still got the classic problem of Russian gun depression, because we don't need it. We just go down the hill, obviously. We don't need hills. There are no hills in the motherland. And you've taken that and you really need to put it against stuff that has top-down attack ATGMs in order to kill it. I mean, I don't know how it performs, but it should really be in between those 2 points just because of where the gunner sight is and how effective that will be just as a hull down vehicle. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to groundbreaking, but that's from I can't wait to see the entire matchmaker put down arms and just draw dicks in the desert together, because that's hilarious. Rather than woo, I love the hype of a new update. I really hate it. I really, really hate it. Mostly because there's nothing else like War Thunder, and Gaijin are flogging it to death. There's no game like War Thunder that handles the scope of everything from the interwar period through the Cold War, coming up to the modern era, and some that are already in the modern era. No one has ever attempted it. World of Tanks didn't even try, because they focused within the World War II stuff, and just after World War II and stuff that was being developed during World War II. But War Thunder's got so much scope that the grind to get everything is what's going to kill the game. New players are going to come in seeing all the advertising around MBTs and helicopters and supersonic jets and, well, now the few tanks with bulldozers. And what's going to happen is they're going to take one look at the tech tree and they're going to go, holy shit, that's a lot of stuff I have to grind through to get to this. It's just not worth it. I'm not going to play. So I myself, I've got to the point where I've got pretty much everything I want from the Soviet tech tree and the Soviet air tree. And I absolutely hate Shermans, so I'm not going to grind through the US tech tree just to play a jumbo at 6.3. And I mean, yeah, Germany's fun, but it also has some vehicles that really shouldn't be facing what they face. What's going to happen is someone somewhere is going to make a good argument to put the Tiger 1 down to 4.3, and someone at Gaijin HQ is going to listen to it because, well, obviously the Tiger 1 has shit stats, and go, oh yeah, actually this is a good idea. We're going to put it down to 4.3, and because that's one, historically accurate, and it reflects its stats. But that's because a lot of people rush the Tiger 1 instead of going smart and rushing the Panthers, or just chilling and having a good time at 4.0. You know, 4.0 is great. I love it. It's fantastic. I mean, you got 600,000 Panzer IVs, the Hetzer, a bunch of useless big slow hulking SPGs. You got fantastic AA. You got Super Cass. Oh yeah, and the Do 335 went down. Bad idea. Put it back up to 5.0. Stupid Gaijin. Go to bed or whatever. Go to your room. Go stand in the naughty corner. Yeah. Anyway, I've rambled for fucking 15 minutes. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll be streaming over on Twitch about 8 p.m. today, and on Wednesday from 3 p.m. And I hope I see you there, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. I'll stop rambling. Bye!